Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about what are called stars. Okay, there are main seven types of stars. What are the stars? A, O, B, A, F, G, K, and M. O and B are uncommon, very hot and bright. M stars are more common and cooler and dim. These are the kinds of stars that are seen in the celestial bodies and other things. Okay, so today we're going to talk something about stars, what are called stars, and things, how the things are formed. And star is any massive self-luminous celestial body of gas that shines by radiation derived from its internal energy sources. Of the tens of billions of trillions of stars in the observable universe, only a very small percentage are visible to the naked eye. So only a small percentage of things are visible to the naked eye, though they emit light. So stars are visible only through light. Other things are not visible through light, without light. Okay, so because without light you cannot see anything. So that is why when a star shines, you start seeing things. Okay, otherwise, what is actually empty space? Empty space is nothing but complete darkness, okay, with no stars, no galaxies, no things formation, nothing in there, no dust, nothing, no hydrogen, no elements, nothing. Okay, so that is the kind of basic, some kind of basic elements will be there. Not basic elements, but subatomic kind of things are the basic things which are there in the entire universe. Okay, they are extremely small, elemental kind of things which are formed. Okay, within the universe. Okay, the universe was actually created. It was not it was formed and it was created. Okay, before that everything was cold and chill and kind of like completely total darkness and things like that. Okay, so because of extreme cold, okay, uh, some parts in the the open space and other things, they started kind of making temperature difference, a little bit of temperature difference. These small turbulence in temperature difference created what are called small spots of high intensity kind of radiation and other things. Okay, so basically the first formation is what is called a mostly a kind of black holes. These black holes, because of swirling of the extreme cold situations where they don't have anything, and they form what is called a some kind of siphoning and things like that happen. And because of this siphoning and things like that, they form extreme cold spots, and these cold spots, they start gathering some kind of dark matter or dark energy. Okay, they are called dark energy holes. Okay, these dark energy holes, they start absorbing energy from the external environment, and they form what are called elemental forms and things like that, as are created subatomic forms and things like that are created. Once they are created, they form what is called a huge hydrogen gas dust cloud. Okay, the first forms huge hydrogen gas dust cloud, and these gas dust clouds, they form what are called tiny stars. Okay, so once a star is born, okay, how is a star born? A star is born when atoms of light elements are squeezed under enough pressure for their nuclei to undergo fusion. So the nucleus undergoes some kind of fusion because of the extreme uh, atoms of light elements are squeezed under extreme pressure. So basically the pressure difference within the entire cosmos, because of temperature difference, okay, extreme cold temperature difference, they usually these black holes are created with sub-zero kind of environment. Okay, uh, almost reaching 0 degree Kelvin. Okay, 0 degree Kelvin is where you have what is called a dark spot, and that dark spot creates what regions of extreme cold places, and thus extreme cold places starts creating what are called other kinds of subatomic particles, and from the subatomic particles we have hydrogen and other things formation, and because of hydrogen getting squeezed and other things, they start form what is called uh, so stars are born. Okay, because of extreme intensity of the kind of hydrogen atoms getting squeezed together, they form what are called uh, stars. Okay, so basically the star is born within a black hole. Okay, these black holes, these stars are extremely small. Okay, that is, they are squeezed to the size of an a few meters or a few centimeters, those kind of things. Okay, because of extreme cold temperature they are squeezed to such a uh, low kind of small kind of matter content, and these matters are, like extremely dense kind of matters which are thrown out of the black holes. And these black holes, the extreme dense matter which is thrown out of the black hole, some are more a kind of uranium type kind of elements. Okay, high order elements are thrown out. Okay, these thrown out things form what are called stars because of nuclear fission which is happening, and which leads to nuclear fusion also. Okay, so that is how a star is born. So basically stars is born within a black hole. These are the first formations of stars within the black hole, and they form what is called a chain kind of environment, and they start swirling around the things, and once they leave the black hole they become what are called stars, galaxies and other things. Okay, so this extreme squeezing sometimes leads to what are called extremely huge massive black holes. On these extremely huge black holes, sometimes they burst because of quantum fluctuations. They burst what is called a big bang. Okay, these big bangs are what are called creates what is called the other kinds of universes. So they create universes and other kinds of universes because of big bang. So big bang is the one which is creating all this kind of environment and other things. Okay, so that is the basic kind of thing which you have to understand in kind of how, what is a black hole, how black holes are created. Black holes are created usually extreme cold places, and those kind of warps and small temperature variance of from 0 to 0 degree Kelvin, those are the kinds of things where it is formed first, and later they switch over to the galaxy formations and star formations and other things. They have extreme cold dust kind of thing environment, and they are thrown out, and then they form they start burning because of extreme dense matter coming out of these black holes, and that is how a star is formed. Is black hole a star? The most black holes form from the remnants of large stars that dies in a supernova explosion. So some of them are created by what are called remnants of a large star. Okay, so if you have a huge star that dies, then they go into supernova explosion. Okay, so now what is Big Bang? Big Bang is something which was extremely cold place with a huge black hole which was in there, and the matter got squeezed to a level to billions of stars got star size elements were got squeezed in one particular place, and that led to quantum fluctuations, and they start bursting out into an huge supermassive blast in the space. Okay, this supermassive blast in the space is what is called a Big Bang. Okay, and from that smaller size black holes and other things were formed, and they start forming extra things. Okay, that is how the universe was born, and then start other kinds of stars, galaxies and everything were born, and these things are, keep on creating other stardust and other kinds of things to create other types of black holes and stars, producing galaxies, different kinds of galaxies and other things. Okay, so the basic concept is some things under extreme pressure and extreme cold led to what is called a black hole, and from black holes came what are called extreme small dust matter which are squeezed to a level of almost like kind of 10 billion stars being squeezed to the size of a peanut and things like that. Okay, those are the kinds of things where what happens within a black hole, because things cannot escape black hole. Any kind of matter cannot escape a black hole. That is why things are getting squeezed so much that it cannot escape. And some of the quantum fluctuations happen as a black hole becomes extremely large. They start bursting. Bursting is the phenomenon where it is called big bang or blasting kind of things, because it is completely nuclear material. Nuclear material in the sense like uranium and kind of high end material complex. Okay, and that is why they burst once they reach some kind of things. And some other kinds of elements like hydrogen and other thing, they fall over that and they try to cool the black hole. And once the black hole is still more cold, then they start throwing stars outside the black hole, and that is how the stars are formed. Okay, so this is the kind of things which you have to know. Okay, so other kinds of black holes are all different. Okay, they have different kinds of star formation, galaxy formations, and other things. So this is the basic concept which you have to remember as far how black holes are created and how stars are created, and how with the galaxy systems are formed within the star clusters. And after that, how the stars are thrown out because of extreme what is a big bang. What is a big bang? Big bang is the one which was extreme cold dark space, where in which black holes are created. And once because of extreme low temperatures, the black holes are created. From black holes you have star formations, extreme high dense star formations, which are thrown out of the whole place, which is called a big bang. And the whole universe gets formed and things like that. So different kinds of universes are there, but it is supposed to be starting from one single point which was there, because all matter went into it, and then it has got squeezed to such a factor that it started giving a quantum fluctuation and started bursting. Okay, so these kind of blasts are called, mostly these star blasts are all uranium, highly radioactive materials which are blasting. So don't think that it's a kind of like ordinary matter which is going to be thrown away. Mostly they are all radioactive matters, and radioactive kind of uranium and other kinds of things which are used even now. The uranium is used for nuclear fission and nothing, nuclear fission and other things. Okay, so this nuclear matter, uranium and high order elements are the ones which create what is called the big bang and other things. Okay, does time stop in a black hole? Time does stop at the event horizon of a black hole, but only as seen by someone outside the black hole. This is the kind of thing. This is the because any physical signal will get infinitely redshifted at the event horizon, thus never reaching the outside observer. Someone falling into a black hole, however, would not see time stop. So when you fall into a black hole, you won't see time stop. Okay, that is the kind of thing. So if you want to study further on those things, you can go have look at into what is the black hole, how it is created, how will the universe end. Okay, this is another thing which the people usually, how the cold stellar remnants are known as the black dwarfs will begin to explode in a spectacular series of supernova. So it is universe will end in a kind of cold stellar remnants known as black dwarfs will begin to explode in a spectacular series of supernova. That is why it is called. So that is how they think that the universe will end. But usually universe keeps on growing, so I don't think there is any kind of end to the universe. Why? Because other black holes are created and extremely dense matter comes in, and some other kind of galaxies and star clusters will be keep on forming. So some of the black holes, they explode once they reach a critical size, just like how the sun burns because of hydrogen dust clustering together, and then after that the sun starts glowing and leaving out all the energy out. Okay, so even the black hole's explosion is there, but everything cannot be completely dark, because once everything becomes completely dark, it goes back to the same state as where it originated. So that is why you always have some kind of radiation remnant which will create further universe to be created, for the universes to be created, and keep on new universes coming into play and new kinds of stars formation. But though the universe will keep on expanding as it goes on. Okay, some of the stars will die, some of the stars will be newly formed, and you might be not seeing those kind of stars because your star might be dying out pretty soon and new kinds of star formation will be created. That is why you can see only some of the stars, and after that you won't see anything. And because it might be becoming extremely dark places once some of the stars die out, okay, or black dwarf or some other kinds of things are there. Okay, the space ever end? That is the kind of question. No, they don't believe there is an end to space. The first thing you have to understand, 13.8 billion light years away hasn't had time to reach us yet. So we have no way of knowing such a galaxy exists. Okay, so we don't even know 13.8 billion light years away or something is glowing. We still don't know because so many light years. We still don't know whether these galaxies exist at all or new kind of formation is occurring, okay, those kind of things. But still we see the remnants of those kind of light formation. Okay, so those galaxies could have been formed and they could have died out, and even after death the light traveled such a long distance to reach us, and seeing those galaxies out there, it means that the galaxy may not exist there. Okay, those kind of things are there. So these are the kinds of things which when you do space study and other things, you have to know all these things. Okay, what happens and things like that. Okay, uh, so as for beginning of what is a star, how stars are created, how galaxies are created, you have a basic understanding of how things are there. Light is created only when there is extreme huge pressure, and because of extreme matter starts fusing, and high uranium kind of matter starts burning. These nuclear matter which starts burning and splitting, they create fusion and fission, and those are the ones which create what are called light. Okay, light is the one which is emanated out of it. Okay, so matter might be the first thing, which are subatomic particles and some matter. Those are the things which might be first formed, and later light came in and started because of energy transfers, and light started doing energy transfers and other things because of huge blast in this place. Okay, so this is the rough overview of how what is a black hole, what is the kind of thing, what you can see within a black hole. Because there are dark matter supposed to be dark, but dark matter something like uranium or plutonium or those kind of things are what is called a dark matter, because extreme dense matters which size and starts bursting some once they do quantum fluctuation. They are extremely 0 point kind of things. Okay, so times does stop at the event horizon is the one, is the black hole, but only as seen by someone outside the black hole. Okay, so event horizon is supposed to be the one which are seen by the someone outside the black hole, and it's redshifted and things like that. Okay, so this is the basic concept of what is a star, what is a galaxy, what is how the universe is formed, or was formed, what is a big bang, and why black holes were the first things which were created, and before after the black holes created, how a huge supermassive black hole burst into because of quantum fluctuation, because of extreme low temperatures and nothing, those, and how stars are formed, how galaxies are formed. These are the kinds of things which you have to understand because of extreme pressure creation. Okay, 0 point pressure creation because of extreme low temperatures where the extreme huge pressure creations are there. Okay, after that light, once light is formed only when you have a specific size of a matter with uranium, they start fissioning, and those fission creates what is called a nuclear chain reaction, and they form what is called a star and galaxies and other things. Okay, that is all for today. Just an introduction of how the universe works.